Welcome to Talk of the Town at milduraweekly.com.au, and today we're talking politics with the Liberal candidate for Mallee, Serge Petrovich. Serge, welcome to the studio.
Thank you, John. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Well, the campaign is well underway, pre-poll yesterday, and you had spent a long, hard day there, I believe.
I did, yes.
What's the feeling in the community, those pre-poll voters? What are they saying to you?
I think people are keen to get this election over and done with. That's natural, I think.
Yep.
People get a bit restless during election periods. My sense is I'm limited because of the 13 candidates listed, only 4 of us were there. But those that were there, I think, had a good day. There was a lot of interaction with voters. I think all of it positive. And again this morning,
you and I were talking earlier about all the issues, water, infrastructure,
yes,
drought relief. Those are vitally important, but I think you brought up an interesting point about the transcontinental railway, and we had a little bit of a story in the paper about that last week. Just perhaps you'd like to elaborate on that.
Sure. So it's my pet, if you like, John. I come from a very diverse background. I was a nurse, mostly in psycho-geriatric care, before becoming a policeman. And I was a policeman for 20 years. I did my law degree part-time while I was a detective. And now, for the last 15 years, I've been a barrister. So I have a passion for rural health, in particular mental health, which is not a very sexy topic. People and parties don't like to talk about it much, but it's, in my view, it's the elephant in the room, mental health. Now on Trans-Pacific, which I see as a nation-building project that has potential to impact positively in every other issue. Employment, potential for career paths, mental health, which often derives from financial pressure, unemployment, things like that. So it's a project that I see has multiple benefits and very few drawbacks. Now, what is it? In the late 1800s, in a nutshell, because I don't want to bore people talking about trains, but in a nutshell, in the late 1800s, the colonies decided it would be sensible to have a rail system that spanned the entire continent. Remembering this is before Federation, so all the capitals started building inwards, and most of them got to Broken Hill, Menindee, except Melbourne. And the reason that Victoria wasn't included was because we had the wrong type of railway track. We had broad gauge rail. Everybody else had standard gauge. But that's been, by and large, that's been fixed. Now there's a 200 stretch of line from Mildura to Menindee, or if you like Broken Hill, which is missing from that link. And we call that the Barkindji track because it goes through Barkindji land. Now, if we build that 200 kilometre stretch of rail, we'll be connected to a rail system that spans the entire continent. So we can feasibly and realistically have produce from the Wimmera, grain, pulse grains, wheat, barley, lamb on a train and on the port at Darwin Harbour in a couple of days, straight up the centre by train, let alone passenger and tourism potential. And then once you get produce, and in the case of lamb and cattle even, in Darwin, and they're in good condition, better than they are on long sea voyages, you can then put them on a ship and within 2 days they can be in Indonesia, which we've just signed a free trade agreement with. So it's a great benefit for our farmers is to cost effectively have their produce in the Asian markets very quickly.
Well, it's an awesome vision.
It is.
I thank you for sharing that with us today and wish you all the very best on the hustings.
Thank you, John.
And you can see more at milduraweekly.com.au.